Hi guys, welcome back to the Journey Uncovered. Today we have someone who is in the fashion industry. She goes by the name Naa Lamley Couture. And I'm so glad to have her here because I've heard a lot about her. I've heard a lot about the things that she does for her clients. I've seen a couple of the designs outside and online. And so today we have here to share with us what her journey has been like.
Oh, but thank you so much for having us here now.
You're
It
welcome.
was quite a drive getting to your place. That one, their own life.
Where are you from?
Kwashiman,
Okay.
all the way from Kwashiman. So
Okay,
yes,
then that's
it was a good drive though. But now today we are here to really understand what NLK is all about.
okay.
Who is Naa Lamley Couture?
Who's Naa Lamley Kuto? Who's Naa
Mm,
Lamley?
yes, who is Naa Lamley Couture before we go behind to know who Naa Lamley now is?
Okay, so Naa Lamley Kuto is a fashion brand. It started off as a couture brand for, making bridal pieces. But along the years, we've transitioned
Mm,
into streetwear and now we're doing luxury workwear for women. So,
I see.
yeah.
You said you started off as a bridal.
Yes.
Hey, so why the switch from the bridal to the streetwears?
I think over the period you find yourself. So let's say after school, it was more like what's popular. Everybody is doing bridal, or the first clients that ever approached me was for a wedding gown. That was my first piece that I
Ever
ever.
clients.
Yeah, well, let me say professional clients because I started in school. I used to sew for my colleagues in school, but I wouldn't call that because I wasn't even doing any sort of bookkeeping or anything at the time.
Oh,
So it was just, yes, I take the money,
then you put it
put it where
inside. That's good.
consumption. Yeah, so but the first actual piece that I say
Mm,
I made officially as a business was a wedding gown, and people came to me for that. So I just went with the flow. It wasn't an intentional,
it was not planned
yeah, it
that
wasn't
I want
planned. It
to do
was just,
bridal.
yes, it wasn't
And
planned.
how long did you do the bridal for?
I did the bridal for, if I remember, like 5 years.
5 years.
Yeah,
5 years
five
is a
years.
lot
I
of
still
time
do, but I just don't post it anymore.
anymore because you
Yes,
don't want
that's
to
not what I want to be known for. So there's
anymore.
still, yeah. So there are still clients that come in, but this time it's selected. So it's not someone dictating what I should do.
What you should
It's
do.
me deciding, especially when the clients designs and things that they want us to do aligns with my new design principle. So I'm not doing, I've seen this, I want it.
Oh, okay. Now you're doing this is what I think you should wear on that day.
And these are the designs, like my design principle, things that appeal to me as a brand that forms a signature and an identity for my brand. Yeah.
Lovely. So we are going to jump straight into the early days of NLK. Was it originally NLK or you transitioned to NLK? Because I can usually for young entrepreneurs usually starts with some funny name that they just came up with, behind their desk, and then later when they get serious, like 3 years down the line, then they're like, why did I even choose that name? No, 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 let's switch. So what was NLK like
Okay,
when
so
you started?
playing of well, the couture has it was Nale couture
Nale Couture.
because Naa Lamley. So I was just looking, so it was Nale couture. I remember my daughter would just be laughing as a child. You're like, hey, who Nale couture, baby? But Nale sounded like Nalem, and Nalem
Okay.
was an existing
Yes, it's
fashion
already
brand.
existing brand.
And for someone that I'm now coming up, I'm not now coming to play. They ask you, what's your brand name? You say
Nale.
Nale, and they're like, is it Nalem? Oh, please, I cannot be fighting that identity. So I had to drop it off. But in dropping off, I asked, there was a lot of, I have people that are in business and I seek their advice usually. So I put out like three names. Nale was part, Naa Lamley, Couture, Lam. There were sounds that sounded very, very foreign, but majority of,
Lamcoots.
like you want the whole thing to be bougie, and but majority of them loved the Naa Lamley Couture. So
You went ahead with
yeah,
the
I
Naa
went
Lamley
ahead with
Couture.
it. Yeah.
That's your name.
Yeah, that's my name. Naa Lamley is my name.
So you sit well with those Africans who they say make their name the business name.
Exactly, because we are struggling to pronounce other brand names and we're excited about it. So why not?
So when you take NLK to Paris, you want them to also struggle. Yeah, struggle and mention Naa Lamley.
If they, I'll give them the phonetics, so they might not necessarily struggle. But if they struggle, it's fine. It's
I see.
not. It's not something they are used to.
Used
So
to.
obviously, but I'm also not going to pick a name that is easy to pronounce or sounds more foreign just because other people are supposed to identify. No, it has to be my identity and make sense to who I am as a person, African Ghanaian and a Ghana woman. I'm proud.
You're proud
I
of.
love it.
I love it.
I'm
I love
Ghana.
that.
Yes.
So when you started off, how long has this been?
Officially is 11 years. Unofficially, I think it's about 16, 17 if I start calculating. Yeah.
More than a decade.
It makes me feel ancient.
More than a decade is a. This video is proudly brought to you by Board House Electrical, your one-stop place for all your solar needs. Imagine doing some serious work, then your lights go off. ECG. That means you have a productive day because you solely depend on ECG to produce your work. With a complete solar system from Board House Electrical, you can provide all your power needs 24/7. You know, I'm even wondering why we are wasting the power of the sun when we have a lot of it. Like a lot of it. Charlie, the sun, it a bear, no. I'm not even going to talk about the increasing cost of electricity these days. Let's not even go there. Let's not go there. They said the thing has increased by 35%, but you are buying double of what you used to buy. Contact Board House Electrical with my promo code ISVisual and let them take care of all your solar needs today. All right, let's jump back into the interview.
Unofficially in university, so yes, once I picked up on the sewing skills, I started making clothes for myself.
Oh, okay.
And then you find your colleagues saying, "Oh, I like this. Who made them?" I started like, "Oh,
then do it for
then
me.
do it for me." So that's when I started, charging my small.
So was this in SS or?
No, this was in uni.
In uni?
SS was just people like I think majority of the people that I went to senior high school with knew that I'll be a fashion designer. I didn't even know it myself because I was studying general arts at the time. Because they always liked my style, my uniform. I never there was something that
was
gave
different.
them that
vibe. But you yourself didn't know that this is what I should be doing.
I knew I loved the creative space, but I always thought I would be a broadcast journalist.
Oh, maybe you can look at doing it.
Yeah, in the future.
In the future, being you.
Oh, people start their career at 60. Don't worry, in the future.
So journalism career at 60 for you, eh? No problem. So when you started, officially you said 11 years ago.
Yes.
And now it is what it is now. What were some of the struggles that you had when you really started as a business?
I usually don't like to go with the cliche things, but let me make it more. Okay, so officially starting as a business, the things I struggled with was and is not was is understanding the business aspect of the brand, entrepreneurship in itself. I mean, we had a one semester course in entrepreneurship in school, and that was it. But the course we're doing in itself was to be an entrepreneur, because most fashion, I mean, when you're studying fashion in school, the main idea is to come up and start your brand. If you're starting your brand, that's you entering entrepreneurship
into business.
But they didn't give us all the tools we needed to set us up as proper entrepreneurs. So you come in and you have no idea what you're doing. You're just adding 1 + 2 until when you add it, it makes 3 or it makes 5. And if it makes 5,
what if it makes negative?
If it makes negative, you still you're just in there, and it's still a struggle. So I had to be intentional about taking business courses. There's a lot of short courses I've had to do in business to even have a little understanding of the space I'm in. But I'm still struggling. So it's, as a business, definitely I have to employ people who originally are in the business field to help. But now I engage them on let me say pro bono basis. So friends that are in the business field that you are having a challenge. Okay, if you, this so they help.
So now that you say that you sort of ask people in business to help you out, do you think that it will be better to have them as permanent people who would then help the business grow?
Of course, that's the plan.
That's a
for the business. But with every business, you're supposed to be realistic about your finances and your budget. You can't bring people on board that you cannot pay. or even if you can pay, it means that you're collapsing the business. At the end of the day, if I'm paying people more than the income that is coming in, even though they might be doing the right thing, there will be no money to
There'll be no
continue the
money at the
business.
end of the day.
So for now, knowing where we stand, we're just taking people on board gradually.
Okay.
Yeah. So there are some people who are in business that they are on part-time
Okay.
base, so they're not full-time
full-time employment
and they don't
employees
even sit
here.
in here. So
Oh,
we
okay.
just engage them as and when, pay them what is due,
What
and
is
work
due
on
them, and then that'll be it.
until we're able to afford having a permanent team, which is something that we're looking forward to do. Like,
Please, when? I can't wait to come and see. Now,
I'm trying not to be political, but when IMF gives me deadline, oh no, but with our business structure and organogram, we're looking for in the next 5 years. Give it 5 years, we'll have a proper team. When we are doing our own space, so we're going to move out of here. Because he has served as Studio A.
How long have you been here? The 11 years now. Wow.
Yes, I've actually served the brand. It has. I've been working from home since forever. Yes. And when I think when I was at the point where I had to get a shop or still work from home, at that time I was renting, I decided to buy the place because it made more sense. So I bought the place, so now I'm not paying rent, and that's why it's comfortable working from home. But everybody grows.
Yeah.
We've outgrown this space. We need to move out because I have more outsourced workers who could have been in-house. But we can't have everybody here. So
okay, that's lovely. I can't wait to be there.
Yeah.
When you're opening, please let me know.
Oh, you'll be there.
You'll be there.
You have to be there.
Live and colored.
Yes.
So as NLK, the couture, I can see that yours is K. Why not C?
I think I've always been a non-conformist human being. And first of all, when I was going to use the name couture, it sounded nice.
Nice.
Everybody was saying this couture.
Exactly.
It sounded nice. I'm like, okay. I researched the meaning of the name to have a better understanding of it. It resonated halfway. It didn't reach. It didn't reach, but it still made sense to the essence of what I intended to do. The original identity of the brand. It made sense. Had we gone with that identity till now, would probably be living the word couture. But let's not move away. So the K, I don't like doing things that everybody's doing. The C
was too common.
So I just wanted the word, but with a K, because K looked nicer in writing.
Than NLC. So NLK.
And it sounded nicer too when you are like NLK sounds nicer than NLC.
Yeah.
So those were it wasn't anything that was
intentional like that, or it was intentional.
It was intentional, but not in its deepest form. Okay. It was just on a lighter note.
Okay, so then the name couture, do you think that currently you are living up to that name? I'm asking this because I see a lot of people in Ghana who do this couture, this couture. I'm like, is it every fashion designer that is a couture? Or I don't know if it's coming from fashion school. Once you are out of fashion school, just name yourself couture. So do you live by the name couture?
Okay,
are you really doing the couture?
Like I said initially, couture in itself, like I'm saying, the word sounded nice. It made sense with the journey we wanted to go with the brand at the time. And so for that time frame, when we were choosing the name NLK, it resonated with the mission, vision of the brand.
Okay.
So, but now as the brand stands, couture does not really resonate with the brand in its identity in the product line, but I have adapted couture to resonate in the service that I give to the clients.
Okay.
Because trust me, if you speak to any of my clients, those that walk in, they will tell you that they have that individual touch that they need. My service is for you, and when you come, you feel like I'm just dealing with you alone, and there's no other person in the room.
Nice.
When it comes to how well the clothes are finished, and when you are done, you can take your time and go through. And that I've heard over the years. Like, you can't take away my finishing from me. I wouldn't, like, people, you can't take it away. The outfit looks good outside and within, and it's all intentional. Okay. And also, when I'm designing the outfits, I'm designing it with individuals in mind.
So you take your time.
Yes, it's not group work. The brand, I've come to a point where I'm no longer afraid to say that it's not for everybody, and I'm fine with it. It took me a while to get here, but I'm at that point where I can sit comfortably and say it's not for everybody, because it's not everybody who even resonates with the kind of designs that I do. But those are the kind of designs that speaks to me as a person. So the few people that resonate with that, we come under that umbrella of creating unique pieces for us, which can in itself be considered as couture. Yes. So
okay. Then if you've adapted it to that point,
yes, I have to adapt it.
It makes sense.
The NLK, people love it. They actually call me NLK.
It's easier to call you NLK.
It's easier. So along the line, I was thinking of moving away from it. So that's what I'm saying. The question, I think, like, I'm happy that it came, because I just completed school in last year September. So over the 6 years journey, this conversation came up in class. So I thought, so I changed it to Naa Lamley. I changed it to now because I like the NLK. So I was looking for a K word that resonated with the brand. There was Kaizen. Kaizen means continuous learning. It's a Japanese word, but it all just didn't really, sit well. Like, it didn't sit well. So now I had to take a step back, break down the original meaning of the word couture, and find places that it aligns with the brand. And yes, there were so many touch points that it aligned with the brand and what we're doing. So it's like, let's just adopt it. It may not be necessarily the fullest form of couture, but once we can embrace it in certain aspects of the brand, and there are certain pieces that we do that when we do that piece, it doesn't repeat itself again. So it might not be the full identity of the brand, but once there's a touch point that connects us back to our roots of couture, we will not go away from it. We embrace it and take it. Yes.
So talking about clients, what is the most hilarious request that you've ever received from a client?
I'm even laughing.
Tell us, we want to know.
It happens a lot. Once somebody asks you, what do you do? And you say you're a fashion designer, especially from, can you do boxer shorts? Yeah. I'm like, okay.
Custom boxer shorts.
Oh, they go and like, I'm not just asking, because you'll be like, like, I want custom made. Don't you see the Tommy Hilfiger? I'm like, I know what you're saying. Let's just leave it there. I won't do. It's just.
And then if you were given the opportunity to collaborate with a particular artist to do their styling and their dressing and everything, who would it be, and why would you choose that person?
Or artist
in general.
Oh.
Both the artist and the artists.
Oh, I have a lot. I have a lot. In fact, this new collection had a lot of them in there. Their names as, their names for the pieces. So I use their names for the pieces. So one that will pop most is Viola Davis. Yeah, the actress. I love her.
Interesting.
I love her spirit. I love her energy. I love her authenticity. Like, she's just real.
The same woman from Woman King?
Yes.
The main character?
Yes, the main character.
Yes, that woman, yeah.
Yeah, I just love how authentic she is. It's like you're seeing the real her in, well, maybe not because she's acting, but maybe. she just makes everything feel so real.
But the character that she plays it so well.
She plays it so well. And I don't know her in person. And sometimes they say Instagram is not who they are. But if you follow her on even Instagram, what I see, I love. Like I'm just like in
Okay.
awe. Yeah.
Lovely. All right. So over your years, how easy has it been to get people to train them to, carry the same excellence that you have?
It hasn't been easy. It hasn't been easy at all. It's like a lot of people do not have the patience to study anymore.
Mm.
And even if they have the patience to study, they don't have the patience to be, I like using the word apprentice. It sounds we've just watered down the word apprentice, but that's what it is. They don't have the patience to be apprentices, to understudy somebody who has been in the industry for long, pick what is there, go, or even stay with them. I keep saying, had I known what I knew now, I would have stayed with the person that I first ever worked with for the longest period, because I would have been able to avoid a lot of mistakes
That you
that
made.
I made along the way in my, hey, me too, I've graduated. Hey, I've done, even when I finished my degree, that was worse. Like, hey, now I have my degree. In fact, I should be working for who? How much are they paying me? What? Hey, all the things.
I
And
see.
then I was like, okay, I'm not working for anybody. But it's not necessarily, yes, getting the right remuneration for what you're doing is important, but that is not the greater good. Because at the end of the day, you might not be receiving as much financially,
Financial value.
but what they are giving you, they can never take away
But
from you.
how do you explain that to the person who is watching right now, who is in fashion school or who is understudying somebody, and they are paying the person, let's just say 500 cedis every month? They don't understand the value that you are saying they would get. So how do you explain that value to them?
I feel like, well, all this value, it will let me even push it back to Christianity. It's a calling. These things are callings. These things are, I just feel it's like, it's the word of, I can only to a point. It's like what the Bible says. If the Bible tells you thou shalt not steal, and you see something nice and then you go and take it, it has told you thou shalt not. But it will take just that person who has understood what the calling means and the greater good of not looking at the shiny surface right now and looking at, okay, I'm not going to touch this, but in the future I'm going to get more than this. So it has to be something that is innate, that resonates with you, something that you clearly understand. And whether we like it or not, it's just but the few who understand this principle that are in business for the longest period. They said many work. There's been so many fashion even in my class alone, we're like 59 or so. I can't count up to about 10 that are in the industry.
Wow.
So you can only say and advise from experience. It would take just but a few people who would be able to say, okay, I'm willing to go through the tough times of not looking at the money, but getting this value that money would not give me. Because right now, where I am, if I go to any fashion house or anybody and you are asking for the sort of advice they will give you when you are not a threat to them, they don't even open their doors. Once they see you, they see your brand, they won't open their doors to you. So you lose out on all those unless you're actually going to pay money
Again, to do like
go,
a course or a
but
program.
nobody will open their doors to you as an established. They won't.
But why won't they?
Why should they? It's their blueprint. Is that everybody is stealing somebody's designs, and it's like, just let me relate it to restaurants. It's like you have your recipe.
Your recipe.
That recipe is what sells you as a restaurant, and then you keep bringing other people who also want to have their established, and then you come and tell them, oh, add lemon, add this, it will give you this taste. Who will come to you? Your recipe is your blueprint, is important to you. So you have to safeguard that. So it's not everybody that you can let into your space at a certain level. Even if you do let them into your space, they will not be at the engine room of your production, because we have ateliers that have engine rooms. It's just by the people that they trust that are there.
That are there.
Every other person is in the regular production size. They are not there. So you won't get the opportunity anymore.
But how then do you grow as a business? How do you expand that exclusive brand? How do you, because if you don't, you can't do everything yourself.
Yes. So that is why. So we have something that we call we have the patterns, like an architect having
Their
their
floor plans.
and everything. It's not everybody who can do that floor plan.
Yeah.
It's just but a few people. Is your core team. So that floor plan, you're doing it with the core team. Once that is developed, you send that out and they look on it to do the mass production. They cannot develop that floor plan.
But somebody like me who can re-engineer and reverse every single thing that has been brought to me, I can figure it out.
How many of you are there? So those things you cannot avoid, but how many people?
How many people even go through that stress of doing that? Because that's a lot of work.
And at the end of the day, the amount of money you would need, you would have to be paid for that work you've done. You haven't even reached the place where you can charge that amount. So that work you will do already is like a waste of time. You put in so much work. At the end of the day, you can't charge the right price for it. You yourself as a person will be frustrated because you're like, all this work, I can't charge this price. So you come back to
ground zero now.
To doing your basics that will give you the small money that is coming in. So,
but don't you think it's the big bosses or the bigger people that make apprenticeships so hard? Because I think most people like to take advantage of people.
Yes.
Now, once they get you in that position, then it's like they already don't want to give you so much knowledge because they know that you are here to learn and leave. How have you been able to take care of that thought? Or is there a thought you also have that when you are teaching this person or when you have this apprentice and the person is loyal and everything to you, do you look forward to seeing them go out of you or go away from you and becoming something for themselves as well?
Exactly. I feel like that's what I preach to for. Unfortunately, because that is my school of thought, they don't even end up staying there full time because by the time they're 6 months, they feel like, oh, I already know it all. I pour on you. Mine is nobody can be another person's copy. What I do is unique to me. You cannot do it the exact way I do it. It may look the same. You might see the thing. It looks okay. This looks like this. But when you're breaking it down and even the process, you realize that it took different processes to arrive at the same point. But even there are things that makes this different from this. Even twins, the identical ones, they have things
still different.
So for me, when I'm teaching, I pour everything out. I'm teaching you everything, even the things, the way I wasn't taught. Because in school, when I was in school, what you're saying was very, very typical. They don't teach you in a way that they don't give you fully. It's like they give you and they take some because, hey, if I give you all,
what to be left?
I don't have the energy for that. I give them all.
So do you have a school? Do you do like a training session over a period of time?
I had, but now, yes, it's all on hold for when I finish
the place that you're doing.
Yes, it's all on hold. So COVID reduced everything. When COVID hit, most of the trainees that I had left. They didn't come back after COVID. COVID was strong. My workers even left before COVID. I don't know whether they did a coup. Majority of them left before COVID, so I didn't have to go through the pain of having to let people go. I think it was God's sense because it would have been so hard to
look them in the face.
Because there were like almost 10 people here at the time. I couldn't have looked everybody and said, okay, I'm not coming because I don't have money. So the ones that stayed, we went through, the meal with them. But after, I didn't have the enthusiasm and then the energy to teach anymore. Honestly, I was tired. And as an entrepreneur, you need to get to, when you feel burnt out, you need to let some of the things go. You don't have to do super more. Everybody is doing a fashion school, so continue. No. I had to take some of the things out in order. And I feel like that was a very hard decision at the time, but it came to really benefit me. Other than that, I'm not sure I would have been able to push full time into ready to wear because ready to wear demands a lot. I cannot be doing ready to wear and be running the school at the same time. One would definitely lose.
What if you had a production manager that runs that for you?
If I had, why not? But I didn't have. So it was just boiled down to woman king.
So, okay, I remember you mentioned that you failed maths. You had E in maths. For some of us who didn't fail maths, hallelujah to us.
Glory be to God.
God saved us. But still, we are not using the maths for anything right now. So, how has it been like failing maths? What has that journey been like? What has that process from failing maths to going to fashion school. Can you let us know what that has been about?
Okay, so growing up, let's go back to so JHS. I was very when we had pre-technical skills, but pre-technical skills they kind of put some fun twist to it that was called artifact making in my time. I think it was something that because we didn't, it never came in the BC, so I think it was just our teacher's way of just making us excited. So I remember we did we were just supposed to be creative. So I did a painting. I remember it was Beauty and the Beast, and actually put actual clothes on the painting. And then it was my headmistress's office. And then the artifacts I did some books. Hey,
That was nice.
so it was nice. So and I mean, growing up, I used to make clothes for myself. My dad would say thread and needle. My grandfather is a military man, so we had some of the calcs. So I remember my first camouflage skits. I did it myself. Side pockets. I stitched it myself. So this thing, it was innate. Like fashion was in it, but for me at the time it was just play. I was just playing around with things. It wasn't anything serious. Then BEC came. I did well. I went to senior high school. Senior high school I didn't get the school I initially wanted,
Which was
St. Rose's Senior High School.
Hey,
My mom said they didn't find my anything. My mother. I'm still waiting for that story. But I suspect that my brother was in St. Augustine's College, and she wanted her trip to be one. You see, she doesn't want to come to Cape Coast and then go to Eastern Region.
2 worlds apart.
Yes. So she was like, hey, there's a university practice senior high school, some good school, B and the fathers and this and that. She sold me in. And I went there and they offered me general arts. They offer you if you don't pick the school, they offer you the courses according to your grade. So they offered me general arts.
Oh.
Because for St. Rose's, I chose visual art throughout. Because I was good, so I chose visual art throughout. But they offered me general arts here. And when I went, I mean, I was helping. I remember my first year, I was helping the Form 3s with their assignments and things. The home economics Form 3 and visual art students will bring their stencils and things. And here I am in the middle. Well, are you a general art or a visual art student? They're like, why don't you? It's still first year. Why don't you change? So I went to the visual arts class to when sneak peek.
But you didn't like it.
I wasn't encouraged. I went back.
But what discouraged you then?
I think they had just gone to take clay to come and do something. They were the clay.
Everything was all messy.
Everything was all messy. I was like, okay, this is not for me. No, so I can just do it as side attraction. I'll help them, but I'll still stay in my general arts class. So I stayed in the general arts class, did the general arts, and God was like, okay, you are good in English, yeah, geography, economics, everything is fine, but the maths, the maths will take you back to your initial calling. So the maths, I tried that from first year. To
final year.
Then I took it off my even timetable for learning. It was not part. When I go to prep, I won't, because I was just I'm like, okay, I'll focus on what I'm good at. And true, when I focused on what I was good at, they paid off. And the one I didn't focus on gave me the E. It showed me that you didn't focus.
Since you didn't focus on me, let's go there.
And you know our university system.
Yeah.
EMS.
Yeah, once so they check English, math, science.
Once one is off, it doesn't matter what you've done in the others. You are not getting. So I applied to Legon. I didn't get the course I wanted. My mom was like, my daughter, you are good with, so you've done, let me go to Accra Technical University, well, Accra Polytechnic at the time, to see if you, she took my result, we're like, bring her, that is good. They just took me into the first, I was just, I didn't apply, no, I didn't personally apply, I think it was my mom that went through the whole application. I was just there, I remember, I was even in Kumasi at the time, my mother called me that you have admission to
at ATA.
Accra Polytechnical University. So I came down and then I started school. It wasn't the easiest journey because everybody in my class had either done home economics or visual arts, and so they understood everything. I didn't even know where to put a thread, and I didn't understand anything. But what sustained me and maintained my grades, because I finished with the second class upper, which was the highest that they gave anybody. I don't know why.
Oh, nice.
Why they took the first class, but it's still fine. So everybody understood something. The only advantage I had was my ability to read and write.
Which is from the general arts.
Yes. Because unfortunately, it's supposed to be a technical school, but 90% of our courses was theory, not practical. So that one practical couldn't do anything to my grades. Because when they come, I will read the book, understand it, and pass. So I was even doing better than the home economics and visual art students when they came. But when they came to the sewing, they got me there.
Then they got
And then
you
there
there.
was this guy on campus, Kennedy. Oh goodness sake, the way this guy has done a lot for me, and I've forgotten his African Novelty. Yeah, that's his brand name. So he had completed the school, but then they had a premises SRC complex. But he has started his shop from there. So he was sewing and making started a business from there.
From there.
So that became my
The one-stop place.
Yeah, I wasn't going for lectures anymore because what required me to pass my exams, I could do it.
You could do it.
But I needed that one.
That technical
part. So I was always there 24/7 to the point where my lecturers called me Kupolo, like I don't come to. And I didn't see, honestly, I wasn't offended because coming to class for you to read a book to me, sorry to my lecturers, please forgive me this day in Jesus' name. But for a book to be read to me, which I could understand what was already inside and write the exams,
it didn't make sense.
I needed a practical part, so I needed to take time to, learn that. So I mean, kudos to all my lecturers. So they did amazing. Please, this is my personal experience, but you did amazing. So yeah, so that's what happened. So I think in my third year, that was when I actually, by the time I'd gotten a lot of on the hands training and practical, and the people, I mean, through Kennedy, I was able to make some pieces for myself and people, and luckily, it was something that was innate already. So the creativity was there. It's just how to use the machine and patterns and things that I didn't
more of the
technical part. So Kennedy helped me with that. And then my final year too, I made sure that for my final pieces, I sat in class for them to see because already they suspected me. So I had to make sure that they see
that you are the one making it.
I'm the one making. And I mean, it all paid off. I excelled. And then here we are.
Today.
11 years
on. Going strong.
and strong.
Now, what do you think what lessons have you learned actually in this 11 years? Like you mentioned one earlier on that if people could actually just sit as apprentices and just learn, it would save them a whole lot of headache. What lessons have you learned that you think that young person out there who also is an apprentice now should know or should have in mind as they are doing their apprenticeship, so that when they come out, they won't immediately jump out of where they are and be like, I need to make, because I remember giving a talk, more like a talk on for visual art students last year. And I was telling them that, look, visual art is not a bad course. It's an amazing course.
Beautiful.
It's just that this side of the world, we don't really understand who a visual artist is.
Exactly.
And what power that person holds. You start a business today, you need somebody to do your brand for you.
Exactly.
You are running a program and event, you need somebody to do some design for your shirts.
Exactly.
It's not a science student who can do it.
No, even now they are running to do it. The science are visual artists and graphic designers and all of that.
So now in that talk, I told them that, look, this course is a great course and you should look and be serious in it. Do you know what the people came to ask me after? So how much can I make after?
I know.
I'm like,
I know. That's the saddest part.
Why are you thinking about the money?
That's the saddest part of it.
Why are you not even thinking about where can I go to? Some people ask, where can I go to school? What can I learn? I'm like, look, your phone is there. You TikTok a lot. You Instagram a lot. You Snap a lot. Go to YouTube. Look for people who already have online courses about these things.
Yeah.
And learn. So I'm just going to ask you, what lessons have you learned that you think that the person out there who is TikToking a lot at this point, in fact, probably that person will stumble upon a short clip of this on TikTok before they go and watch the full video. What lessons do you think they should have or they should learn? 3 things, not even a lot, just 3 things.
One, you should have you should have a value that you're offering. And the value should not just be, I know how to sew. Because knowing how to sew, everybody can learn how to sew. The value that you add with learning how to sew comes from you being consistent at one thing and staying true to it. It's only in then that you see the value. So it's two things I've mentioned here: the value and then the consistency. And the other thing is being loyal. And that's what a lot of people run away from. Because if you're not loyal to even where you're learning from or where you've been, and you're just looking at the money, even when it comes into your work life, you realize that you're looking at how much you've charged the client as opposed to the quality of the outfit. So you're, let me finish this fast, give the money, give the shirt, and then get my money. Over a period of time, you realize that you are getting a certain kind of clientele, or your clientels are totally gone. So you get the people who don't care, or there are some people who do not, like you're saying, visual art. They don't understand what visual art is. They don't understand artistry. There's so many things they don't understand so much that if you're selling this outfit for like say 3,000 CDs, why are you selling that? Then make sure they'll go somewhere else and have that outfit made for say 500 CDs or even less. And they don't mind, because what they are looking for is just to cover themselves, but not a story, not a journey, not a brand. So for me, those are not even my, like target markets, because you need to understand the value of what you are even purchasing to be able to appreciate it, to purchase it at a certain price point. That even makes sense to me. So if you don't have these three things, like your loyalty, commitment, and a set of values that guides you and holds you, you realize that you go in circles. You go and you realize every day you are working, because you are behind the
but
machine.
nothing is coming
but
at the
there's
back.
no real progress. 10 years time, we come and we're seeing you at the same place, and you keep questioning yourself, and you go to all nights, everything, but nothing is happening. Come back to yourself, find yourself, set yourself, and do the hard work of giving value. Because I'm only going to pay for value. I'm not going to pay, because you get, as I'm saying, these shirts, you get them everywhere. But why would I choose a particular brand at a particular price to buy from? It's because they're offering more than just a shirt.
That's true, because there are certain clothing that when you wear, you can feel like, from the look alone, you already know that not me.
I know.
And that happened to me recently. I was getting some easy wear, and the person was buying it for me, saw it somewhere else, and saw it, and was like, "Oh, do you want this?" I was like, "Please give it to my tailor. Let him be the one to do it." Now that the person has brought the fabric, like the cloth, to me, when I put it on and the person was buying it from the other place, saw the difference, was like, I now know why you chose this person, even though his price was higher.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, now you know the difference. know the difference. So yes, I do understand that value. Now, when you are developing your value, is it just about the quality of the fabric, or it's also in the attention to detail? Because for somebody like me, who I like things that are very neat. If I bought a pair of shoes from Giddens recently. Giddens is a locally made brand. They do bags and shoes and all of that. When I bought the shoe, I had my expectations, but they beat my expectation.
Oh, that's good.
Now, when I looked at the threading of the shoe, I saw how neat and consistent it was. Now, in my head, I'm like, I'm not buying any other shoe from anywhere else. Even if Giddens doubles his price, I will buy his shoe, because I like that neatness.
Exactly.
So does it go beyond just the quality, or it also treads on the way you pay attention to detail, the way you take care of the clients, like you said?
It's everything. I mean, like a product, it starts from conception. first of all, when you even have the design in mind or just mind, before it goes on paper, before you start your blueprint, before you produce it has to be the whole process to the last bit of it. That is even the kind of packaging, like the bag that you are putting the outfit in, even has to be such that when the person receives it, they're like, okay, before they even open the product, just the packaging alone should speak to them. Before they even get to the product, and you're now checking the detailing, the fine finish, the line, everything, that there are no loose threads hanging in and there. You can buy an outfit, when you shake it like this, the thread out, you can just tie everybody here. But it has been packaged and delivered to someone.
So somebody that has paid premium.
Paid premium for it. So all this is a part of it. And I keep saying the reason why some people will be in business longer, you'll be standing there and you're like, so this is the thing that they are selling for at this price. I used to be like that. I'll see a certain price of an outfit made here in Ghana and they've quoted $700. Then you know that we'll convert it to Ghana cedi. That's like how much. Hey, for just a dress. Why?
But when I go to Qatar and I buy the fabric and come and do it here, it's 1,000 cedis. Why you?
Until you get into there, and luckily, actually, I had the opportunity. The school that it was Christy Brown Academy. I just come, and so we had the opportunity to see and understand production process from top to finish. Bottom. And when you see what is happening and the number of people even behind the scenes, and that is where that some of us aspire to go. The team they have is more than a multinational business that they are running.
Christy Brown.
It's a whole. It's not just Taylor sitting down. No.
Yeah.
There's human resource. There's brands, and there's this. There's that. It's a whole business, like the engine of that business. So an outfit cannot go through that before it even gets to quality control for them to check all of that, and then you say you want to buy it for how much?
200 cedis.
They will tell you that even their pin cry is not 200 cedis. Pin, you not get pin there for 200 cedis. So it's a whole chain and a whole lot that goes into to get to the final product for you to be able to say you're charging a certain premium and be bold about it. And for me, it's not just about even the premium that I'm charging. If the outfit I've made, I cannot wear it myself, or I'm not comfortable, there is no way I can pass it on and say I'm selling it confidently. It's personal values for me as a person. And when you have these personal values as a person, you see it in the brand, because there are certain things that you cannot overlook even if you want to. You can't. You will not overlook it. You make sure that those standards are there for the clients as well.
For the clients as well.
Yeah.
You see the thing about fashion and trend.
Yeah.
Now, because I know when you say you're doing a custom design for someone, you want it to be timeless, but you also want it to be trendy. How do you come between those two spaces of it has to be timeless and it also has to be trendy?
So that's where the God-given talent as a designer comes in. Because the thing is, for me, and that's where I keep mentioning the value. I don't want you to come in here and buy an outfit that is for this X amount of money that some of my clients say, I'm going to do susu and come. You cannot do your susu and come. And then next year, the outfit is out of fashion. Oh no. It's a disservice to the money you are buying. It doesn't even speak well in terms of sustainability. And these are some of the things that we intend to, push as fashion brands, because there's a lot of pollution and things going on. And so you have to be mindful in your creative process. So for me, I'm intentional about the fact that my pieces, first of all, it has to be timeless. I have a client who lives in like the flat here that I live in. And yesterday, I think I was passing, she was like, hey, that dress I bought from me 10 years ago, I still have it. And luckily, she hasn't grown bigger. Like, it still fits her. I'm like, yes, you've had it for 10 years. I'm happy you've had it, but come back and buy more.
And buy another one.
Come back and buy more. But I was fulfilled when I heard that. Because what is said to me is that design that I made for her has surpassed trends.
Yeah.
Okay, because 10 years, a decade.
It's a decade.
To have an
That's a
outfit that you
whole
can
decade
still
that
wear,
you can still wear
and you
today.
feel like, oh, it still
still on
makes
top.
sense. So you must, it's a very fine blend. Okay, so you must make sure that what you're doing in that time, in that era, if you are going, but it's all sorts of designers. For me, as a brand, I don't go with trends.
Okay.
I don't go with trends at all, because the kind of pieces that I make, if I go with trends, I will get stuck at a point. I may go with trends in terms of maybe a color that is in season, is in vogue.
Okay.
But the design will have to be timeless.
Okay.
So I work with it as and when it favors the design aesthetics and then the values of my brand. But I don't work for, okay, this shoe is trending,
So
or
let me do this exact
cat
one.
is trending. Then you do it, and then in the next is out, and then what? So for me, I balance it such that it makes sense to my business, because I cannot say that you entirely not follow trends. You have to, because it will speak in, there are seasons that there are certain colors that's popping and people want to look good in that color. So you have to make sure that you have some in your pieces. There are certain looks or cuts that will come, like now the palazzo is trending.
Yeah.
People like big loose trousers. I can't say I'm still sticking to fitted pants, whether they like it or not. So I have to make sure that I'm doing that same palazzo, but in a way that makes sense to, it being worn over a long period, as to, okay, I've made this palazzo for you, and then after it's the season of palazzo goes, you can't wear it again. No. So yeah, I blend it.
You blend it. So what's your research for? Is there a research process to blending it?
Oh yes, I mean, with everything that you do, is a whole.
Share the process.
It's a whole.
Or you said you don't want them to know the full process.
Oh no, even if you know the full process, it's everybody and how they conceptualize their inspiration and designs. For this collection like this, it was funny enough, it was architecture. So
Sorry,
I don't know
if
architecture. I don't know if you know the Chrysler building.
I don't know the Chrysler building.
Okay, so it's a very iconic building in America, and it has.
We'll put it there. Don't worry. We'll put
so
it
that was so when I first of all, I told you, was for me it was empowerment. So when I wanted to create a collection, they said, okay, school. It was a school assignment, honestly. That's a selling. So as I create a collection, I know that deep down, personally, I've had some life experiences that challenged me. And so for me, at every core of whatever I do, I need to have that thing that is empowering me or motivating me, because it's essential. Somebody's on is praying every day gives them some sort of boost and power. Yeah, mine, I mean, prayer, dear, whether I like it or not, is part of my engine room. However, when I'm designing, the core of my designs is that it empowers people. But the word empowerment in itself cannot generate designs. So now I had to, what is there that has stood the test of time that can encourage people? That guy is that building. And Papa.
I think I may know the building, but I may not remember it right now. But now that you mentioned that Chrysler building has been an inspiration, what is the weirdest shape, or what is the weirdest thing you've ever picked inspiration from? To do like a clothing line or like a designer piece?
I would say that if you see the building, you understand what I'm saying. It had so many different shapes and things to it. There's a cone looking shape, there's a square. I'm like, am I going to sew a box dress for somebody? I'm going to sew a cone or what? So the design process was very, very, very funny. Like, I struggled. I'm not going to lie, I struggled. It took me.
Were you the one who picked it, or they picked it for you?
I picked it myself.
So you put yourself in the soup?
Yes, because of, but it's good. When I think by far, and anybody who knows me, this is my strongest collection by far. And anybody who knows me. And it was good because it challenged me. I got to a point where I wanted to run away from it and say, oh, I'm changing I said, no, I will not change my inspiration. This thing that it has inspired me, I will go with it. And that was where this quilting technique even came. It was from, because there was some shapes and things in there that was in the building. I needed to mimic it. And I didn't know how to mimic it in An
In
outfit
fabric.
that is not exact in fabric. This is block, this is hard. How do you mimic it in fabric for it to make sense? So it took me on a journey and I loved the journey. And so far this is going to be like a signature technique that we see in most of our you see in most of our designs. Like I'm living with it.
Forever. I love it. In the next 5 years, you said you moved to your own space.
Yes.
What else should we look
Ewakra.
out for? Where in Accra?
Me say Ewakra.
Ewakra. It's not far. Oh. Right now to be here.
Oh my god.
What are some of the things that we should expect from NLK in 5 years?
In 5 years. Okay, so this is one thing that stands at the core to me, and I've said it over and over again. I want fashion to be like a healing process to my clients. I keep saying it's my evangelism. I've always said that when God calls me, I won't answer, but I didn't know He had already called me
in a different direction.
And of course, I looked at it from the olden day perspective of what.
Being
and I started in the Catholic Church, so it meant being a nun, and that didn't look.
That was not.
No, that was. I said, "Hey, I'll cut the call. I'll answer," but I realized that in my line of business and what I'm doing, this is my calling and this is my evangelism. So in the next 5 years, I don't want people to just come here and buy clothes. When you walk into our space or you encounter us, it should be a transformative journey in your life from start to finish. However, and luckily enough, I would say that I've had the opportunity to have clients who have come in here, and sometimes they just come in here, I don't know them. They come take their measurements and go. And before you go, it's a whole conversation into aspects of their life that I feel privileged they shared with me, and I don't know why. And for some funny reason, whatever I say back to them, they tell me that it went a long way to help them. It has transformed. I don't even know what I say.
Well, you don't know what to say.
I wish I could say it to myself because I need it.
You need the transformation.
I need it. But they say, and they'll come here, and sometimes somebody, because I work from home, it kind of makes it very easy. Somebody will walk in here like at 9, and I've had a client 9 coming to pick an outfit, and 12 a.m. The outfit has been finished though, so it's just picking it and going. They leave at 12 a.m. They are just sharing with you. And for me, that's the essence of the brand for me. It's not clothing we are selling because we are in a world where people ironically are together because everybody, when you see them, they're on their phone. They're talking to people, but they are lonely. How are you talking to? You have 10,000 followers. You're talking to them on your phone.
On your phone.
You're chatting, hey, quick, and they are laughing. Then 1 minute they're in their room, they'll call you, I'm bored. How are you bored?
How are you bored? I thought you had 10,000 followers right now.
So it means that we are disconnected. But because this social media makes me feel like, oh, I have this, they are not real connections. But for me, I want us to have that real connections back because it is what will sustain us as the human race. People, prior to, you would hear somebody has killed themselves, matter. Now it's here in Ghana.
It's here in Ghana, yeah.
How? Because we're very communal. You find people, this is eating from this person's house. Now, here, when we're kids, here we play around. Their children, where are they? On vacation, you don't hear anybody playing. It's no longer. So for me, it's not clothes
that you are selling.
It's not clothes I'm selling. Yes, you buy, but it's not clothes I'm selling.
Clothes I'm selling.
Now, it's that emotional connection for me with clients. Just being that person that can say one word that transforms one client is enough to me. So that's what I want. In the next 5 years, I want to be selling clothes that is healing people. I call it fashion therapy. I don't know how I'll be able to do that, but let's see what the 5 years.
Let's see how the 5 years
therapy. Go. Yeah.
Okay, I love that. But thank you so much. We are yet to explore what this is like because it looks funny when I look at it. I've seen it online a couple of times. I'm like, what kind of clothing is this? But we would explore it and really capture it very well because I like it. It looks very different. Would you say this is an outing for? I won't call this a dinner. Would this be a dinner wear?
Oh no, so it's actually a kimono, but I decided to make it. It's like a throw-on jacket.
Okay.
You just wear your outfit inside and then throw this on to just elevates the style.
The style.
But as usual, I didn't want it to just be worn as a jacket because it means it limits it and it's not versatile. There has to be value for your money. So I decided to play on it and then introduce the bottom so it's covered. So you can wear it as an actual dress. I'll show you the video. My mannequin is very small, so it doesn't give it. But once you, but once you see it in action on the press, so it's a kimono, but we turn it into a dress as well. So you can wear it as a throw-on jacket, or you can wear it as a full outfit. And funny enough, this is the only piece standing here that's left.
Hey, how many pieces did you make?
So for each, so that's the exclusivity. Hey, cut it out. But added. However, so the exclusivity.
Yes.
Amen. That we talk about. So for each outfit, I limit it to just 5 pieces.
What?
5. Each design is 5 pieces. We are done in this particular fabric. If we're doing another piece, it will be a different fabric.
So it's just going to be like Lamborghini. The number is done.
It was done. It's done.
So I can't come back to you and be like, I like this one. Can't you just?
You can't get the same fabric. You can get a different type of fabric that we've introduced. So it's gone. It's done.
Nice. That'll make me feel special.
Exactly, because what are the chances that out of how many millions of Ghanaians you meet one person?
You meet them and you are wearing the same thing.
Even my popular brand, Mr. Price, when we buy from there, we don't see each other. We don't see each other, so you see yourself. So that's where we bring it.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice.
Hey, but
nice.
Talking about, they said they are now. This is free adverts, but it's essential. So Mr. Price is now opening up their spaces to African brands. So if
you'll be there.
I will explore it with the casual wear because I think that's what will fit well with Also, I saw it on a South African page. So I don't know if it's the Ghanaians. So I've said I'll go there and ask.
Okay.
But yeah.
But where else can we find NLK if not coming here? Where else can we find NLK?
Funny enough, this year I can count the number of people that have worked here. So NLK is online.
Okay. Mainly online. So, platforms?
Mainly online. So on all our social, Instagram, Facebook, Thread, X. You know, I deleted my. Let me share this funny story. So I was there one day. I saw my phone. I saw this X. I said, "Hey, what kind of virus is that?" I deleted it. Who was that?
You didn't know your phone had updated and sent that to. Who installed this, please?
Take this. X, you know, X means it's X. So I'm like, I deleted it only to hear the conversations. I was like, hey, anyway. So yeah, so on all our social media platforms is the casual wear. We're also on ananswer.com is an e-commerce online platform. So yes.
So everywhere NLK.
Yeah, everywhere NLK and Lamley. So for the luxury ready-to-wear brand is Lamley.
Okay.
So now we've divided the brands into 2 because we realized that what our ladies were asking for, we couldn't mix it with a casual wear brand. So we have the casual wear brand, which is NLK.
Okay.
So that's unisex. Mainly, whatever you pick, I can wear it. You can wear it. Yes. Then there's Lamley. That one is exclusively women. So yeah.
So when during Christmas we can wear NLK.
Yes.
Those who like to do matching pajamas.
Oh yeah, you can wear NLK. You and your partner.
You and your partner and pepper the single people.
Yes. Funny enough, NLK, our first line that we did is called Hash, and Hash is still existing. And Hash because you know that in Ghana when they see 2 people wearing, they want to whatever they call it. So I named the Hash because when you see it, shush. They want to look together. It's none of your business. Shush. So that's why it's called Hash.
Okay, nice. But thank you so much. Thank you so much, Naa.
Thank you.
I would love to do this 5 years again, like
Please
5 years
come.
after, when the place is ready and we enter.
I'm excited.
I can't wait to see the excellence in there. Thank you so much, Naa.
You're welcome, and thank you too for having me. I feel privileged to talk about myself, especially the E.
The Eva.
People don't like to talk about their lows. Oh no, my lows is my strength.
So the maths.
If I didn't get that E,
you wouldn't have gone this way.
So it's essential.
Maybe you would have done the whole journalism.
Yes. I'm not saying intentionally get E. That's not the conversation. Please learn. Don't This is not a motivation.
This is not motivation to get E.
No, I beg. Please learn. Please learn. I beg you. But if unfortunately it does happen, learn to pick it up and make it beautiful. That's what I'm saying.
Lovely.
Yeah. Make it
So
beautiful.
that will be the end for season 2, episode 1 with NLK. Thank you for watching, guys.